Hi folks, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL and the great outdoors again. Today I'm talking about two brand new releases from Amouage, Boundless and Material. Stay tuned. Reynolds Salmon, creative director at Amouage, began the process of searching for inspiration for the brand's two newest creations by focusing on the late 80s and early 90s, specifically music from that era, and even more specifically a song called Tarzan Boy by Baltimore and Material Girl by Madonna. The idea was that these fragrances would evoke a sense of the joy of liberation by fusing materials from the natural world with the bright artificial colours of the 1980s. Rainbow eucalyptus trees seem to perfectly represent this blending of the natural and artificial, so these wonders of nature were used to inspire the packaging and presentation of the two fragrances. Okay, so I'm excited to get to talk to you about these releases from Amouage today. I love the brand. I should also just say that these two fragrances were sent to me by the brand as part of the press kit which was used for the official online launch. So thank you very much to Amouage for sending me these two fragrances. Of course, my opinions will be honest as always. So I wanted to come to the great outdoors to shoot this video because when I'm here in places like this, in nature, I feel that sense of joy and liberation which ties in with the ideas behind these two fragrances. All right, let's get into talking about them. The first one I'd like to talk to you about is Boundless. The perfumer behind this one is Corinne Vinchon-Spenner. The notes in Boundless are blood orange, cardamom, ginger, elemi, bourbon vanilla, benzoin, cacao, tobacco, myrrh, gaiac wood, incense, oak moss, vetiver, papyrus and patchouli. So this one is a beautiful, warm, spicy, oriental type of fragrance. It's quite lively though, it's got a lot of energy to it because of the orange and the spices. The orange though isn't this bright, sparkling, refreshing citrus that you might associate with perhaps more a summer fragrance. It's more like the orange you might find in a really high quality dark chocolate that is orange flavoured. So the orange in here takes on this deep, rich, sensual characteristic. The orange doesn't dominate though, it blends in with the chai-like spices, the cardamom and the ginger. And I think I'm also picking up on some clove and cumin too. The cumin, interestingly, didn't come out on the test strip, but when I put it on skin and everything warmed up, then the cumin just came out a little bit more and added a little bit of extra spice to the fragrance. After the very enjoyable diversion of the Renaissance collection, which took Amouage in a slightly different direction, I feel like we're back to the style of fragrance that Amouage is best known for here. So this is a spicy fragrance, it's balsamic, it's incense heavy, it's a little bit smoky, really complex. I really love how the tobacco and the vanilla work together in this fragrance, two of my favourite notes. And the tobacco is this really nice, sweet pipe tobacco. Reminds me a little bit of how the vanilla and the tobacco work together in Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. It doesn't smell like that fragrance. Maybe it's because there's some cloves in here as well. It's just slightly reminding me of that. But overall, it's a very different fragrance. And of course, we've got the orange in this, which we don't have in Tobacco Vanille. And then this is more incense heavy and there's more complexity to it than that fragrance. For me, this is very easy to wear, quite mass appealing as well, yet it has complexity and nuance, and it's clearly a very high quality fragrance. If you like to wear your fragrances seasonally, I would say this is probably best suited to autumn, spring, but personally I wouldn't have a problem wearing this in the summer because that orange and those lively spices give it lots of lift. The next fragrance I'm going to talk about is Material. This was a joint release with Boundless, and the reason that they've been released together is because they're linked by two notes. They are vanilla and gaiac wood, which are at the heart of both these fragrances. So Material is from perfumer Cecile Zarokian, and here are the notes. The notes are elemi oil, patchouli oil, Madagascan vanilla, benzoin resinoid, guaiac wood oil, oud oil, osmanthus absolute, frankincense resinoid, labdanum absolute and tonka bean absolute. So even though material is linked by the notes of vanilla and guaiac wood, it uses those notes in a very different way. This is a much deeper, base heavy fragrance. The Madagascan vanilla is very rich to the point that it has a tiny animalic edge, which I like a lot because it really gives the fragrance a bit of attitude. The vanilla pairs extremely well with the slightly smoky guaiac wood, and then the resins and incense help to give that trademark Amouage depth and complexity. This is a very rich, sweet and sensuous fragrance, but it's more than that because you've got a little bit of an animalic edge to the vanilla, some oud and the smokiness from the guaiac wood. So all these assertive notes are giving the fragrance some real backbone and attitude. Something else I'd like to mention is I pick up on this dried fruit accord, maybe candied dates, something like that. It could be the osmanthus, which has an apricot-like smell that is creating this accord, but it's another facet that I really enjoy, which further adds to the interesting complexity. Again, it's a scent that you might associate more with autumn and winter, but I've been wearing this in the spring and it's been very enjoyable. This is a heavier and denser fragrance than Boundless. It's not quite as lively because it doesn't have the spices, but it has this real intoxicating depth. I think material is a stunning creation from Cecile Zarokian. Honestly, I've really been enjoying these a great deal. Boundless is a bit more versatile. It's got those attention-grabbing spices, so I could wear this during the day or as a fun night out scent. Material is the type of scent that I'd choose to wear maybe for an intimate evening or a special occasion. Both of these fragrances are eau de parfums and I find they have great performance. Projection is very good. I definitely wouldn't describe them as beast mode. Longevity is great. I'm getting around 8 to 10 hours, so really no complaints with the performance at all. Both of these are clearly created with high quality materials and quite a high percentage of naturals. The end result is that Amouage have released 2 superb fragrances. If you're a fan of the brand's usual style, I think there's a good chance you'll enjoy these. So those were my thoughts on Boundless and Material. Have you tried them yet? They are available. You can get into stores and smell these. So if you've tried them, please do let me know what your thoughts are. Drop some comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, keep tuning into FM, keep smelling good, and I'll see you in the next one.